Good evening, everybody, and welcome once again to PSGL. We are back for some more F1 2021 action. We've had a fantastic day of motorsport today with F2 sprint races, a W Series race, and the first trial of the F1 sprint format. And for those of you that want more racing, good news, you're going to get it. This is the very first F1 2021 race on the PlayStation platform. I'll be carrying on the fun that the real-life drivers have had today in Silverstone, which is the home of British motorsport. It is the British Grand Prix. It's been held annually since 1950, and it's also known for it being the first ever race in Formula One. My name is Jess, one of your commentators tonight, and joining me in the commentary box is Logan. We're really looking forward to this tonight, aren't we?
Yes, we are. It's a very unique race tonight. Social Race gets everyone into the swing of things because it is a brand new game. You got a bit of a difference from the last game. A lot of course, the first game that has been released on the PS5 at launch date, unlike F1 2020, which was, well, it was on PS5 like in November and December when the PS5 was released, and also. These guys are actually going to be racing with just 5 preset setups. There's no custom setups tonight, so it's going to be very interesting.
Yes, it is, because obviously most people got the game on Friday, with a few people getting it on the Tuesday as well. So these drivers did not have a long time at all to adapt to the different handling of the game, the damage model, and lots of other things that we'll talk about in a minute. So we're giving an even playing field for our drivers, and all we're going to rely on really is the driver's pace to get through. And Silverstone is such a unique track. It was nice and hot and sunny in real life, and it's going to be nice and hot as well because we don't have any weather change tonight. It's going to be all clear, which is great news, which we'll get to see how close the grid is at this moment in time. Obviously, we won't know the driver's actual pace because they won't have setups yet. The main focus on that will be when we actually start the season, but for these drivers, for most of them, it's their first ever chance to league race on F1 2021, first 50% race as well. It just gives them a warm-up ready for the first race of the season in August. So we're about to go through for the grid any time now, but what can you expect from the drivers tonight, Logan?
Well, they're going to have to get to grips with the handling on this game because, you've got some changes to how the damage is calculated. Of course, you've got side pod damage as well as just your wing damage and the tire wear, etc. I think you've got rear wing damage as well. It's more of an impact on your performance of the car. We've got an all-star lineup tonight, though. We've got some of the best on PlayStation, including some from the lower divisions as well. First noticeably, Wilson Hughes, your reigning and defending back-to-back F1 champion. 2 in a row. Could he possibly make it free in Season 29? Well, we'll probably have to find out, but that'll have to wait. It's just a social race tonight. We've also got his rival Duncan, who came runner-up in the previous series. He gave him a run for his money, but it just wasn't enough to beat Wilson. We've also got people like Ashbest, Juice, Recon, Midnight, Wouters, all from F1. It's a stacked lineup, and we've also got drivers like Philip MD, who won the F6 championship, CRG Gamer. A lot of talent in this, Jess. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited as well. Full lobby as well. We've, of course, got some drivers from F2 last season. We've got Georges, who was reserve, who actually did quite well. We also have Fabi as well, who is in the Ferrari tonight, liking the helmet. And if you recognise the helmet from Breaking Point, you can probably understand why as well. We got Nino, who was from F4 last season. We got TGG Killua, who is in the Alfa Romeo tonight as well. We got Mish as well, F1, which we probably got about. We got Jordan Toxic Tomato, who has won 2 F2 championships in PSGL, once in the 2019 game cycle and once at the beginning of the F1 2020 game cycle. Will he have a chance to claim an F2 championship this season? You never know. Will he move up to F1? We don't know. Most of these guys, this is a no-assist lobby as well. And another key fact for this season of PSGL PlayStation, the top 4 tiers will be completely no assists. It used to be last season where the top 3 tier are no assists. This season, it's going to be F1, F2, F3, and F4. So if you want to go to a Monday night tier, no assist is the way to go.
Yes, that means no assist. That includes no line. I do believe that some of the Monday tiers use the line and no other assist. This lobby here, the social race, does use the line, but the real deal, the competition, F1 to F4, will have no assist, including no lines. So, it's only for the best of the best, though. And that's what we love about this.
Yeah, so I think we are, to be honest, PlayStation always provides a platform for any drivers to get involved as well. And we've seen the best grids on the PlayStation platform than what I've seen in a very, very long time. And it's great to see people really starting to push as well. Everybody's on a lap now because we're riding on board with Recon as he heads towards Vale now. Such a really great set of corners. But if you clip the curve just a little bit, then you're probably going to slide a bit more than F1 2020. The curves are a little bit more deadly this year than in the last game, in particular towards past Chapel as well. That's why we saw Sergio Perez bin it in the social race. Don't know how he got no damage from it.
Social
but I have to
race.
say, and also social race, sprint race.
Don't worry, it's all right.
It's been a long day of motorsport, but yeah, sprint race. Sergio Perez went off at Chapel, got no damage, but he has to start at the back. But hopefully you won't see that tonight. The fastest lap time at the moment, VSR Duncan 1:25.3. Now, from word of warning, actually, the soft tyres last a lap shorter than last game. So I wonder if these drivers will be pitting probably earlier as well. As we've got Valters going through the Maggots and Beckers complex, heading into Chapel now as well. A few other people coming across the line. We got the Aston Martin debuting for the first time in PSGL PlayStation. Jordan comes across the line. P2 for him. Then we got a Red Bull of George's coming across the line. P3 for him at the moment. Then
Wilson crosses the line. Actually, no, he's invalidated, I believe. He is not showed up with a lap time at all, so he's going to have to go again, but I don't think it'll be on his tyres. You may notice on the left of the screen, I think the timing tower is much wider. To be honest, I'm not trying to make an opinion here. It looks a bit obscuring to the action, but let's just hope it doesn't cause much of a problem during the season.
Yes, as Wilson is actually heading towards Luffield into Woodcote now. I believe you'll be diving into the pits. We'll see if anyone's actually going on an outlap that we can actually go on board with. Let's go on board with Tim Nosey. He's going to be in the Mercedes tonight. So the track is 5.8 kilometres long and it has 18 turns. You're going to be heading towards turn 1. You're past the Hamilton Straight, named after Sir Lewis Hamilton, of course. You pass Abbey and then into Farm, and you'll be heading into the Wellington Straight coming up right now as well. This corner tends to be a little bit more understeery than the last game, so drivers will need to watch out. DRS enabled right here for the power. You'll be going towards almost 200 miles an hour as you head towards Brooklands, then heading towards the left curve and then heading in towards the right here as well into Luffield. He takes it very, very nicely indeed right now as you head towards Woodcote now. You're really going to be on the power here, and with Cops Corner, you can go without a lift on the last game. On this game, you need to lift a little bit because otherwise you'll end up going wide. In particular in default style, we don't know what it's like with the setups that the drivers make in the season. We will find obviously as the season starts in August, as he almost won off just a little bit, but he seems to be purple in sector 2. By one, it was just a game telling porcupines. It might be the game telling porcupines.
Yeah,
but we'll
it did
see.
that last season too. It did it a lot of times. So
yeah, as we head towards Club 9 in towards the final corner, it's looking pretty tidy up from Tin Nosey. Comes across the line at 1:26.1, which puts him in P15. The slowest of the runners so far, but there's still 11 minutes left to go of the session. Still plenty of time for people to get their laps in, and most people will have 2 more sets of the soft tyres to use during the qualifying session.
Do you believe some drivers did 2 laps? Mitchie, Wouters, Georges, Killua, and Tom Robbo all did 2 laps.
Yeah, I think because they don't have many soft tyres to use in qualifying, maybe they want to get a bit of a feel as to how worn tyres are coped on this game potentially as well. So, you know, it's a bit of an experiment as a few people have left the session, which is not ideal, but hopefully we can get them back in very, very soon. This gives us a great opportunity to talk about where we were last here in PSGL. Season 27 we were last here, and there was a great battle between the race winner of that race, CRG Gamer, currently standing in last in standings at the moment, but he's yet to set a lap time. He won by 0.3 of a second over Hughes, so I wonder if these two are going to have a similar battle than we saw in season 27 with them. We also saw Blizzard and Gil having some great battles as well. But obviously it's a new game. We may see different people on top for the very first time, which will be great to see, of course. We won't know who's where, of course, until the start of the season. But Juice is about to start a flyer lap now. We'll see how he does in the Aston Martin. I almost called it Racing Point. I wonder how many times we will call Aston Martin Racing Point this season. Probably a lot, as Fabi is also on a lap heading towards the Wellington Straight. I remember in the PC Invitational, we saw people go into the 124s. Do you think we will get there tonight?
I mean, if they can push as hard as they can, they could make 124. It all depends on how much determination they put in, how much risks they take. It could be done, but you know, I'm probably unlikely. I don't know, but you never know. You never know with these drivers. They're as fast as anything.
And I'm almost certain, Logan, that the drivers have put in a lot of practices. Duncan has gone fast as 125.3. Fabi is going through Stone. Now, these guys have got to watch out for track limits around here. The drivers in real life are warned about Stowe Corner going wide a bit there. I've driven a few races on this game in multiplayer, and it has caught me out in one-shot qualifying as well. So Fabi across the line, 125.4 puts him in P7. We've got, I think, a Williams driver. Actually, I don't know. It's hard to tell because we've got a lot of blues in the grid this season. Obviously,
yeah, I noticed. You've got Williams, Alpine. Oh, Ashbest has gone top. 125.239. Very good lap from Ashbest.
Yeah,
F1 driver.
Yeah, and we got Jordan, so times are coming in thick and fast at the moment, almost into the 124s then. We'll see how our F1 champion is doing at the moment. He currently goes fastest with a 125.1. He is continuing where he's left off last season, winning the title where it counted as well. Looking to go 3 for 3 this season, like we talked about earlier as well. And even though it's a social race, he's definitely taking it serious. He wants to spice out the competition. He wants to see where his nearest rivals are, the likes of Jordan, Ashbest, Midnight, Duncan, Mish, and Juice as well, who were all in F1 last season. They want to see how well they can do as well. But yeah, I'm liking how this is going at the moment. But you know, some people are not running high fuel loads at the moment. They're probably and actually they are running high fuel loads, but they won't be running low fuel loads as of yet. But one other thing to point out as well in this game, which is a thing that I quite like, but I know some of the drivers absolutely hate around on this game. You can't change the fuel mix as much anymore in the game, thanks to the party mode ban that came in during last season, because we know that Mercedes in real life used it quite a lot. So if you use lean mix in qualifying, you have to use lean in the race. If you use standard in qualifying, you will have to use standard in the races. Juice has gone fastest and he's had a little bit of a spin there and has hit the DRS boards. Probably not helped people with their braking references, but yeah, you know, the only time they'll be able to change their fuel logan is during safety car, but they can go into lean, but they will go back to standard in the race. I guess it's a good thing for the drivers as they get to focus on the race and their overtake usage as well, not having to worry about which is the best fuel mix to use in certain corners. But I know some people hate it. I like it in my opinion as well. And I think it's going to make the racing even closer this season.
I highly doubt that anyone's ever going to do lean in qualifying. It would put them very slow. But Actually, can you choose lean in qualifying? If you can.
Yeah, you can. As long as you don't use it in the race for your fastest lap, because otherwise you're going to be in a bit of trouble, to be honest, as well. So, yeah, so it is, to be honest, a way of actually evening out the playing field a little bit more as well. And you've got to calculate your fuel a bit more. And if you are a driver that likes to push a bit more in the race, like the F1 drivers, for example, then maybe putting a little bit extra fuel would help you a little bit. And if you know you're going to be at the back of the grid, maybe putting the same amount of fuel than you usually do should be fine as well. So we may get more situations where people run out of fuel. People may not know what the best fuel usage to use in the race in terms of how much extra fuel to put in. But it is early stages. The game's only been out for a day now in terms of actual release. So plenty of things to already learn, as most drivers are in the pits right now. So it's the calm before the storm, and we're about to see all of our drivers go out on track for one final time. The only person out on track is Nino and Tim Nosey. They'll be going into the pits very, very shortly, though.
Yes, I'd just like to mention, Juice is the first one to crack the 125 barrier, so I have been proven wrong. He has absolutely pushed as hard as he could, and it looks like it has paid off. He is currently top of the timing sheets, but 4 minutes to go. Anything can happen, Jess.
Yes, it can as well, and with that max fuel load not available on this game as well, then that means that they're able to make little to no mistakes at all on their lap. If they mess up, then that's it as well. As a few people trying to get used to the track conditions. I think the track is a bit more rubbered in now than earlier on in the session as well. Just look at how the Aston Martin and the Alpine is on this game. Absolutely amazing. There's so much detail that you don't notice when you actually watch it in real life. And fair play to the ones who actually designed it on the game. A stellar job as well. So indeed, trail braking is going to be, I think, a little bit more important for the drivers this year as well, because releasing the brake pedal through the braking zone and up until the apex of the corner, I think, is very keen. You have to do it very, very slowly now. So if you don't know how to do trail braking, that is something I think you've got to get used to on this game, as everybody is going out. We got a massive train going through, I think, the start of Sector 1, and I think Jordan may have done the right thing going out at the moment. I can see Killua and CRG Gamer out on the mediums. Smart call, do you think?
Well, to see once they have done their lap, medium tyres, of course, are the slower one, but they do wear out less, and that's actually very good for the race strategy.
Yes, it'll be a one-stop race, soft to mediums or mediums to soft, and the tyres they'll be using in the Pirelli range will be the C1s, the C2s, and the C3s, the hardest that Pirelli will bring into this social race, just like in real life, of course. So we are replicating, obviously, what is happening in real life. So we'll see how the medium runners do as well. And a quick note, actually, on how much slower the medium is compared to the soft compounded tyres. 0.5 of a second, so 0.022 gain on last game. So the mediums are slightly quicker than it is last game as well, so they're able to push just a little bit more. As Juiced, as I think, just about to start a lap. Yep, he's about to start a lap. So a few people are on their laps right now as well. Jordan is going through the hanger straight now, looking very, very decent so far. And, he's on his out lap. They're showing people on their out laps a lot earlier than normal, which makes things a lot harder, I have to say. But we'll follow people as they go on to their final laps then as well. Gamer needs to get a move on as well in the Williams, because he's the only driver yet to set a lap time, but he's probably timed it right. He's probably done a George Russell strategy from yesterday, going into the last minute, waiting until the last minute to set a lap time. So we'll see what happens, of course. So Juice is going through the Magnus and Beckett section. I'm seeing if anyone is on earlier. I think Mish is invalidated, so I don't think he's going to set a competitive time. What about Juice then? So Juice coming towards Stowe. Slightly slower than the last lap that he did, so I think he's not going to beat his 124.9 he set himself, but he's on pole right now, so I'm sure that he's going to do absolutely fine. Heading toward the final corner. And he's about 3/100 slower right now. We got an Alfa Romeo coming across the line. That is Duncan. And he's a 125.2 for him. Next across the line will be a Mercedes driver. That is Tim Nosey. P19 for him. Wilson still in P2. He's going towards the final few corners. Can he beat VSR Juice, the top of the timing sheet? Can the F1 champion live up to his name? No, he can't. But he's come across the line just in time to set one final lap. Duncan is coming across the line to set... Nope, he's going towards Woodco. It's hard to tell on this game because the graphics are so good. Midnight is about to finish a lap as well. Times are coming on, Logan.
Yes, they are. Just to mention, CRG Gamer set a 125.8 in mediums, and he'll start 18th. His teammate, Tom Robbo, was off the track for a bit, and as a result, also he is in last, so he's got a lot of work to do.
Midnight comes across the line in 4th position. We've got a Haas car that's coming across the line. It's not Recon, it's someone else. It's Black Box. He's just finished the line in 14th. Then we got a Ferrari of Nino. Nope, Nino is in the pits. I think Fabi will go into the pits as well. Yes, he does. Now Recon will come across the line. He's actually on 2 laps of softs. That is a gamble, but we'll see what happens. A few people retiring from the session. They're happy with their laps. Recon, what could he do? Could he go hard and knife? Nope, but he improves on his lap time. He does invalidate. We've got, I believe, a Red Bull of George's F2 last season. Can he go higher than 10th? Nope, he cannot. And we got MXI. Oh, MXL, I can't even say your name. I do apologise. Coming across the line. FER coming across the line. Stays in 12th. Toxic Tomato goes in a P13. And I think it's just Tim Nosey coming across the line.
Tim Nosey actually spun at Chapel. He did a Sergio Perez.
Yep, he did, unfortunately. So that is everybody, I believe, that's finished their lap. We're just waiting for Fabi to go into the pit. So it is VSR Juice then, who is on a pole position. So the lap that he did earlier was enough to get him onto pole position. Only driver into the 124s. And he's beaten Wilson. Let me just actually get I was about to get the intervals, but the game went into the transition phase a bit earlier than I thought. But we will talk you through that in a minute to see how close it was. 1/10 of a second separating between Juice and Wilson then. And then just about 2/10 separating between them and Jordan. So let's go through your results. We got Juice from Wilson, Jordan in 3rd, Midnight in 4th, Ash Best in 5th position, Mish in 6th, Duncan in 7th, Fabi in 8th, Recon in 9th, George's in 10th. The top 10 all completely made up of F1 and F2 drivers from last season. We've got Nino in 11th, we got MXI in 12th, Toxic Tomato 13th, Balters in 14th, Black Box 15th, Philip in 16th, Kilowatt in 17th, Gamer 18th, Tim Nosey in 19th, and Tom Robbo in 20th. The whole grid separated by 1.1 seconds. So should be quite a close race so far. What did you think of that qualifying?
It was very interesting. Just absolutely smashing the 125 barrier. 1/10 ahead of Wilson Hughes, our back-to-back F1 champion. I'm going to keep saying that all night because that is the fact. A couple of drivers have left the session though. I think we might need to restart out of fairness. I wouldn't mind that.
We will have to wait and see, of course, but the drivers probably will go a lot faster in terms of the actual setups that they run in the actual season. But with default setups, I think the lap times are pretty good. Obviously, you would expect the laps to be a lot slower than last year's game due to the different how do they model the aero and a lot more understeer compared to last game as well, and especially around Spain. Oh god, Spain is an absolute nightmare to drive around with understeer, but we're not in Spain luckily. Tonight we're in Britain, of course, as we're waiting for all the drivers to start their formation laps, which is good, so we can actually get into the session. So let me just actually get the tyres up before I show you the actual session. There we go. So here we go. We're looking at the tyres. Top 10, obviously, just like in last season and in last game. They're having to start on the soft compounded tyres. Everyone else outside the top 10 can start on whatever tyre they're like. And I'm not surprised that most people have gone for the mediums. Valters and Tim have gone for the soft compounded tyres. Really, you could go either way, but it should be interesting to see if the alternate strategy is OP on this game, but we won't know due to the fact that it is a mixed ability grid as well. So, yes, there is a reduction in downforce, which is why the lap times are considerably slower, but I know the drivers are pushing to their absolute limits. The lap times are still considerably quicker than in real life as well. So the drivers have been putting their best foot forward. So the drivers now are warming up their tyres, which still comes a huge factor. Not much of a factor than last game, but still incredibly important to get your tyres up to temperature.
Yeah, looks like two of the drivers opting for softs. Tim Nosey and Wouters. Wouters, I do believe, did leave the session as soon as we transitioned into the race. So hopefully he can get back in time. Yeah, you see he's ghosting through a couple drivers. This isn't the ideal start for anyone. It's probably the worst case scenario, actually, because you're going to be losing all those positions at the start.
Obviously, we've had a few bugs in the first few days of the game. A few people disconnecting, unfortunately, with no issue. Well, basically issues out of their control, really. So hopefully it will all get sorted. There's still a performance patch still to come on this game as well, which may nerf performance a little bit, but at least we get to see some actual racing here at PSGL as the drivers are going onto the grid for the very first time on PlayStation. You did see the PC side make their way onto the grid on Thursday with their social race and also the esports invitational, and now it's the PS4 drivers' turn to show us what they are made of. Some from PS4, some from PS5, and you can briefly see the strategy popping up on your screen, but I would expect the drivers to probably pit a few laps earlier for the undercut. But anyway, the first race on a PlayStation on F1 2021 is underway, and it looks like Juice has got a very good start. Unfortunately, we do have the timing tower glitch like we did last game, but Wilson is tucked in behind Juice as well. The two Alfa Romeos have got a very, very good start. We got Jordan going side by side with Wilson heading in towards Farm then, and now heading towards the Wellington Straight. We're starting to see time penalties already then. I don't know what's happened there, but we have got Juice in P1, Jordan in second, Wilson in third position. We've got an Alpha Tauri, I believe it's Midnight, in fifth. We've got, it's a bit of a tank slapper from, I think, Wilson there as well. And he's been side by side with the likes of Duncan, Midnight. They're all going side by side as they head towards Woodcote right now. But it looks like Juice is pulling away at this moment as we've got a few things going on in the background. Killua just got past Philip up into 16th place. But here comes Duncan past Midnight, then up into fourth place through Cop's Corner as well. Amazing start, good start, but I still don't know why Jordan got that penalty this early on. Getting glitched perhaps, or...
We'll have to see after the end of the race as Ashbest has been overtaken by Fabio. Actually, I think he might have left the session. He's ghosted on my side. Yeah, he's ghosted on my side. I don't know what's happened to Ashbest, but he's ghosted on my end. He's ghosting for the Alpine. Wait. The Alpine is... Didn't Alpine have...
Yeah, he also had connection issues as well. As unfortunately, with having the timing towel jumble everywhere, so it's going to be hard to tell who's where at the moment. Is something that they really should have fixed. And now we're not on lap 3. I don't think we're on lap 2. So, yes, that's something that they have carried over to this game, and we don't like one bit. Anyway, back into this race then. I believe we are having... I believe we're probably having a restart, but I will... yeah, we are restarting. Yeah, we're just being confirmed by the lobby
Sorry
host.
about that, guys.
Yeah, we've hyped up the start, and then there's a lobby restart. So we will wait until we've given the all clear from Ashbest to rejoin the session, and everyone is also left the session as well. And obviously it's unfair for some drivers to be ghosted, of course. So, yes, we will be restarting. Oh, no, we're not. Okay.
Oh, what?
This is confusing.
I just got knocked out.
That is confusing.
That's not really fair. Alright, I'm gonna have to get one of them invites then.
Yeah, I literally don't know what's happening at this moment in time.
I can't get back.
Oh.
I can't get back in.
I will probably have to send you... Oh, if it'll let me. I can't remember how you send invites on this game. It's quite difficult, but anyway...
You've got to invite me. You've got to friend me.
I will. I can't remember how you... Oh, there we go. So, sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think I have you, unfortunately.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I left because he said restart, so...
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah, not good at this moment in time, but we still got some racing right now. It's a shame I can't invite you. I should have actually added you in the session, but I've got a plan. I've got a plan as well. It's annoying that we have technical issues as well, but yeah, I will quickly just do this a second.
I'm sweating here. It's very warm.
There we go. So hopefully I can get this full screen so Logan can actually see this as well. So here we go then. We're heading towards that free. I think everything's sorted now, and hopefully you guys could see the action then. As old Tox is out the race. Tox is out the race. I don't know where he's gone. Is that the same place as Perez binned it?
Probably
as well. But we are seeing... Oh! What has gone on there as Wilson's gone off. He's had a bit of contact with a few drivers
Wilson
there. That is
a two-time back-to-back champion.
That is a bit of a shame from Wilson. He's down into 14th position. And he was having actually a very good fight for Duncan. Duncan, I think, lost a bit of ground as well. What is going on with the traction today? I think people are losing it as well. With the understeer in particular towards the club and Bell corner as well. It's going to be hard for the drivers to get used to. Of course, Tim Nosey also has picked up a 3-second time penalty. We do get the black and white flags. Jordan is actually leading this race over Juice right now. Midnight doing a great job in third. His best result was third position in this in Canada actually last season. In second actually, which he did a very, very good job. I think a very popular victory as well. So yes, I am super delighted he's doing well so far. Mish is not that far behind as well. The train is growing up ever so slightly. Remember, spoiler alert, Fernando Alonso had a great start. The Alpines, they seem to be having a good start here as well.
I can't get in and I can barely see your screen. Thank you.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I was just checking to see what was going on Discord, and I think Ash is going to invite you once we get into the session. And George actually gets past Tom Robbo, heading into P15. Duncan goes into the pits on lap 5 then, so I wonder if it's for damage, and it's impossible to tell if he's got just the front wing damage or it may be something else as well, because obviously the different damage model on this game. So he comes into the pits right now. Medium tires, yeah, it is front wing damage for the Alfa Romeo driver. Not good at this moment in time, but this allows the people into the top 5 to start slowly making their way back up. As we got MXI then, he's going side by side with the ghosted Valters, and he gets the move done easily because obviously he is ghosted right now. Watch out for, I would say, Midnight as well. He's just slowly trying to obviously catch up to the likes of Juice and Jordan as well. And if Juice doesn't get a move on, maybe Midnight could possibly get the move onto the hangar straight. DRS is enabled, don't forget, guys. So this is a chance for everybody to show us what they're made of. Here comes Midnight then. Can he get the move on to Stowe a little bit too further back right now? Oh, Midnight's going to go for the move. What a fantastic move from him. As unfortunately, I may need to stop the Discord stream because otherwise I'm going to get dropped frames at the moment. So that is quite annoying. But Midnight, what a move. He's stayed in third, but it almost looked like he was going to get Juice for a minute there. But both the Aston Martins have got 3-second time penalties, which is not good. So as it stands, Midnight would be winning this race, which I have to say is quite good. And it's not that long before the drivers head into the pits as well. I would suggest maybe lap 8, Logan, will be the best time to pit.
Probably. Just an update, by the way, I still can't get in, even though I've got an invite. It's stuck on joining session.
Oh, that is unfortunately.
I wish Ash said sooner that he would be continuing the lobby, because I joined just as he said new lobby.
Never mind, and I wish I can actually set my stream on Discord to potentially a lower setting, but I can't, so unfortunate there as well, but I'm sure you'll be keeping an eye on the stream as it continues as well, as Nino has gone off in, it looks like Cops that he went off as well. That's Philip a position as well. Let's watch Midnight then, a lot closer. Is he going to go around the outside of Juice? Not quite, but Juice is so close to his teammate then. Heading towards Vale now, onto the left-hand side. Two teammates working together, just like Hamilton and Bottas have been doing in a qualifying on Friday and in, obviously, the race today. As, they almost went off just a little bit there. That was not good, but looks like Juice is going to get a very good run as Jordan has gone off. Apologies for the lag in this lobby, by the way. I literally do not know what's going on in this lobby. I think we probably have a host that has bad internet, which is not ideal, because I think we've been migrating hosts of the Ash Best left the session. So Juice heading into Brooklands now, and I think he has to stay behind for now. But I think these tyres are going to start to wear off very, very quickly. The dirty air as well will come into effect, but luckily next year they won't have to worry about that with the new F1 2022 cars, which premiered on a Thursday, so should be interesting to see. So yes, we are on lap 7 and plenty of opportunities for overtakes to be made before the pit stop. Highest medium runner though, MXI up in 6th position, as Recon is now out of the session, and no safety cars though, don't forget. And here comes Juice into Stowe corner. Juice in the lead. And we've got more time penalties as well, as Midnight and Mish go into the pits then. So they're going for the undercut nice and early then. We saw in the PC Esports Invitational that they've done a similar thing as well to help with the undercuts. The pit lane loss around here is around about 28 seconds. So here comes Midnight then in the pits on the medium tyres. So I wonder if the two Aston Martins will have to respond, as Nino has also retired from the session. So that promotes Fabi up into 3rd place, and the only sole Ferrari who could do anything right now. We also got Mercedes that's had a bit of a spin as well. I believe that is Tim Nosey down in 18th position. Down, I think, into, I think he was heading past Chapel, I think. I'm not entirely sure, but, yes. So I think, because Juice and Jordan can't go into the pits together, one of them will have to sacrifice the overcut, which is quite annoying for one of the drivers, but unfortunately, double stacking does not work on this game as much as intended. Here comes Jordan then. Jordan's going to get a very, very good one into Stowe. Moves over to the right-hand side and into Stowe. Keeps the car fully planted and is in the lead once again. And Jordan gets pit lane priority, and it is in the pits. Juice then stays out for one more lap. Fabi is also in the pits too. And we've got CRG Gamers staying out on the mediums, of course. He'll be on the soft later on in the race. Wilson stays out to benefit from the undercut. And I wonder if George's AI will stay out. Yes, he does. So we'll see how the ones that have pitted would benefit. So let's look at Midnight, actually, as he comes across the final corner, and see where he slots in. Either behind Jordan or ahead of Jordan. So we will see. as they head past Hamilton straight into turn 1 through Abbey. And it's going to be close, heading towards past Farm. Jordan just about gets the lead. But it was very, very close. A little bit of contact for Midnight. No harm done, though. So Midnight then is going to be using his DRS, looking very, very good. Fresh tyres then, heading towards Brooklands. And he is up into P10 on the road and in a net P1. So Midnight's probably got his tyres up into perfect temperature then. Jordan with another 3 second time penalty. So track limits seem to be a bit of a factor at this moment in time. So this could be a good fight between Midnight and Jordan. Maybe Mish as well. Mish couldn't quite take advantage of the undercut. There goes Juice then. He's also in the pits as well. Will Wilson follow suit? No, Wilson stays out as well. So he's probably going to wait until the latest opportunity to go and pit. He's done that strategy quite a few times in PSGL, and many times it has worked out. So Juice comes out of the pits on the mediums then. Jordan passed fairly into club. His teammate then. I wonder if the Aston Martin teammates will be working together. Fabi has been the first driver to be caught out with a speeding in the pit lane penalty, and unfortunately he has retired from the session. Jordan then is ahead of his rivals then. He's ahead of Midnight, and Misha just got ahead of Juice. So that is interesting in the pecking order. So Jordan is in the race lead now. Midnight in a net P2. Mish in third. That is a mixture strategy here as well. I wonder if the overcut could be a good factor, I think, here today, as the tyres do take a while to update on this game in terms of how many laps the drivers will be on there. And with more people getting penalties, it will probably give Juice and Jordan, I think, a little bit of a breathing space at the moment, so they're able to try and claw that gap back just a little bit. So Valters' AI goes into the pits, and so does Wilson as well. Wilson comes in from the end of lap 10 into lap 11 on to those medium compounder tyres. And
hey guys,
George's AI is doing the same thing. And
sorry, I just wanted to say that I can't get back in the game. So unfortunately, I can't continue. I'm sorry. It's impossible for me to keep up with what's going on. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to back out of this one I'm afraid. Sorry, Jess, you're on your own.
No, but it's all right. It's unfortunate that the game doesn't allow people and spectators to go in. Hopefully they will fix that. But Wilson's undercut, unfortunately, did not pay off, and Jordan is still your race leader. But actually, Midnight is your net race leader because he has got 0 penalties to his name. It'll be interesting to see what his warning situation is like right now on lap 11. This race has gone incredibly quick right now at this stage. But, you know, remember the sprint race earlier? We were on lap 11 at a drop of a hat. So these drivers are giving it their all right now. We've had 5 retirements so far, so plenty more opportunities for people to score points. Obviously, they won't be scoring points in the actual season, because obviously this is a social race. But here comes Duncan. As what is happening to this lobby, man? As people keep teleporting, it's getting ridiculous right now. So hopefully it fixes itself soon. But I believe Wilson is in a P11. Yeah, he's in P11, and Duncan is in a P12. I'm just trying to think where it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A net P6 Wilson is in the race so far. And all the ones who just pinned onto the medians will be going on until the end of this race. Then look at Midnight, though. Looking very, very racy on the Wellington straight. He's got plenty of ERS to use. 87% as well. He's balancing it quite nicely. Doing quite well on the fuel too. So I think he's going to line up for a perfect opportunity to get past the likes of Jordan. But I don't think he needs to, actually, because of the penalty. But you never know with the mistakes that could happen. But I wonder if Midnight wants to go for those risks. I understand if you want to go for the risks. It's racing at the end of the day. We saw that, obviously, in the sprint race where people took quite a few risks, actually, at this point in the race. And then towards the end of the race, then it pretty much people kept it cautious. But here comes Midnight. He's the one to benefit from the DRS. And he's got a little bit closer then to VSR Jordan, up into staying in second position on a net position anyway at the moment. And speaking of your medium runners, MXI is your leading medium runner for the ones that stayed out. 12 laps on those mediums, doing a great job leading over CRG Gamer, 4.7 seconds. Philip in third, Kilowatt in fourth, and Tom in fifth position. They will be going on into the softs compounded tyres heading towards the end of the race. So they're going to be considerably faster. And we saw that in both of the races, how powerful that is. And Midnight gets past Jordan then, past Brooklands and into Lovefield. Excellent stuff. He didn't need to do that, but Midnight was doing it anyway. Superb effort from the AlphaTauri driver. And he's proven why that he deserves to be in F1 this season. And he's pulling away ever so slightly over the Aston Martins. And he's looking on course to be winning the social race. I know it may not count towards points or anything, but I'm sure this will carry the momentum going into the race. So we've got Jordan then that's being passed by Juice. I wonder if it's team tactics at the moment for the Aston Martins. I'm not surprised if that's the case, to be honest, because I wonder if Juice is probably faster than Jordan. So maybe if Juice could say, I probably can catch up to Midnight, and if I can't, maybe you'll probably let through. Or maybe because Jordan has got less penalties potentially as well. But I'm watching ERS usage. He's on 35% used left to go. So Juice, I think, is in a lot of trouble. Midnight has got to use more, I would say, but I think he's going to be using it probably on the straights. So he's got the most to lose in this situation. But since he's leading out front, there's no point in using it unless there's going to be pressure from behind and he's going to be the one attacking. But at the moment, he's going to be the one defending from the two Aston Martins. Mish could be the one that could be the icing on the cake, really. He could be the one, the dark horse potentially as well in the Alpine car. 2 seconds is the gap there between them, and I think if I check penalties, he is within range of getting a potential podium. So our first medium runner who's been on for the start of the race is going into the pit lane. And he's going to be going onto the soft tyres. Philip also follows him in. So I wonder if Tom Robbo's going to do the same. No, since Tom Robbo's in the same team as Gamer, obviously they can't double stack. So that will promote the front runners up just a little bit more as we head towards the final third of this race then. Not long to go now, and we are going to be on a variety of different strategies, I have to say. And Duncan has also got another one, so I think that moves him up into 6 seconds worth of penalties. Only a few drivers actually yet to pick up a penalty. MXI being one of them in P1. And Mish being the one in P7. Obviously Vouched as well. Wilson, Georges, Black Box, Ash Best 2. And usually in PSGL, we've seen a few races in F1 and in F2 where penalties could be a deciding factor as to whether you win or lose a race. So something to consider as MXI then goes into the pits then. And I know Gamer's going to be very, very fast on those soft tyres, and he's already catching up to his nearest rival, Wilson Hughes, in 9th position. And I wonder if Philip's going to do the same thing. George has got past Black. I think George has left the session. Yes, he has. George has left the session, unfortunately. So, unfortunately, there's no way of him coming back as MXI goes out. Where is he going to end up with his nearest rival? So let's watch Gamer as he comes towards the final corner then. Hamilton straight. And I think he's going to be comfortably ahead. Yes. No, actually. MXI is actually ahead of Gamer. So, I think due to the fact, obviously, I think the gap was a bit big anyway. It doesn't matter when the AlphaTauri driver would pit. He would be ahead anyway. So, he's in 6th position at the moment. So, we're looking at positions gained right now as I get my positions gained. There we go. So, MXI has gained 6. CLG Game has gained 10. So, those are the 2 big moves right now. And they could be on for some very good points. For those who just joined us, we hope you're all enjoying the stream so far. Make sure you leave us a like. Click the subscribe button. Turn notifications on so you know when to check out our streams. Midnight has gained 3 positions and is still leading. But he's got 2 of the Aston Martins. I keep calling him Alfa Romeo. I'm an absolute idiot. But anyway, Jordan then was almost looking like he's going to get past Juice then. A bit of argy-bargy then as Tom Robert has retired from the session. Where did he bin it? Let's go on board with Black Box and see what happened. I think it was... I wonder if it was through Stowe or through Chapel. Actually, it's probably through Chapel, which was unfortunate. Hopefully he can recover as in the future social races that we do at PSGL. And the train is starting to grow. I think Mitch will get into that train very soon, but he's also in a train of his own. He's got MXI, he's got Balters, he's got Wilson as well. He's got CRG Gamer, he's got Duncan. And there's a few people that probably in a real PSGL race would have benefited, I think, from a safety car. But they did not, because obviously there's no safety cars to manage at the moment, because obviously they turned it off. So I think Juice is going to go for the lunge heading towards the hangar straight now. He's on the power then, almost at 200 miles per hour then, heading towards Stowe. He's looking really brilliant right now, but unfortunately Midnight was defending ever so well. And I think Midnight must be in a huge amount of pressure going up against the likes of Juice and Jordan, but it looks like Jack is doing an incredible job holding up these guys as well. So Midnight still leads. He's still going to be leading anyway due to the penalties, but Midnight could not afford to make any mistakes right now, because otherwise his race could be over. We saw that happen to the likes of Sainz, Perez earlier as well, and that's what pretty much ended their chances of scoring very, very well in the sprint races, obviously, that we saw earlier on. It was an absolute cracker of a sprint race. As you can see, MXI, what a beautiful move past the Wellington straight into Brooklands. He's up into 4th place now in the AlphaTauri. So 2 AlphaTauris in the top 4 of this social race. I have to say, if it was a PSGL race, AlphaTauri would be scoring very, very well in the Constructors' Championship. So I think if I was Helmut Marko watching on the pit wall, or maybe at home, I don't know where I'll be watching right now. Personally, I think he would be smiling from ear to ear right now. And I think the boss of Aston Martin will too. As Jordan, could he get close again on Juiced? No, I'm guessing this is going to be a train that's going to be lasting for a long time due to the dirty air. It's hard to follow other cars, and that's probably why a few people have spun off through Vale Club earlier on due to the dirty air. Probably, I think, playing more of a factor than last game, and due to the lack of downforce that these cars have. And, oh, Midnight's gone off. Midnight's gone off, so Juice in the lead. Juice is in the lead. Actually, nope. It's the lobby lagging itself, unfortunately. But Midnight retakes the lead. We thought Midnight lost position. It almost gave me a heart attack then. But it almost felt like Midnight was losing a position over Juice and Jordan. But nope, he wasn't. Midnight stayed on race lead. But I think it was a wake-up call for the Aston Martin cars to get a move on to try and get this move done on the two drivers. And MXI as well, but looking at the Delta, 2.9 seconds behind Jordan. And he could be on the podium, I have to say. If he keeps that pace up, he would show what he deserves to be probably considered for the no assist tiers. I believe he's running no assist. I will need to double check. I think he is, because I've seen him running in the team cuts before. So could be a dark horse in the PSGL PSF1 championships. Those will be commentated by Luke Etheridge and Mark Alamonda on Monday nights at 8 p.m. So if you want to see the best of the best best of the best race each other at the start of the season, make sure you check them out Mondays at 8 p.m. And I'm sure that if he keeps up this performance, he could be one to watch in the championship. So Midnight still leads then, Juice in second, Jordan in third, MXI in fourth, Mish in fifth position, Valter's Bot is in sixth position. I don't know why I call him Bot, but I don't think he's able to join back, unfortunately. He won't be scoring any points if it was a real-life PSGL race. And I think these drivers are taking it a little bit too easy right now until the final few laps. We don't have long to go. 7 laps of this motor race. And I have to say, a bit of a slide from Juice heading in towards Woodcote. Not the best of exits from Luffield into Woodcote. But it looks like he was able to keep the car steady once again then. And it looks like Juice is on the attack. Same as Jordan as well. Luckily, Jordan is getting slipstream off his teammates. So he's definitely going to benefit from this. Getting the toe in the hangar straight. We saw Bottas give Hamilton the toe in qualifying yesterday. So I wonder if Juice is doing exactly the same thing to Jordan. And I have to say, both the Aston Martins are doing a stellar job. Shame about penalties though, because that's going to drop them way down the field. As we're heading towards lap 21 then. And I think it's going to be spicy, I have to say. Oh no, MXI's got a penalty as well. So he was penalty free up until that point. But I do believe he's got less penalties than Jordan. So I think he's going to be ahead if he gains 3 tenths on Jordan. So that's going to be added motivation. And him being on those soft tyres, I'm sure he's going to have that extra grip that he needs to try and get past these Aston Martins. Because, you know, the Aston Martins definitely want the challenge. And I'm sure that the AlphaTauri will definitely be getting that challenge. Meanwhile, let's get the tyres up again as well. CRG Gamer can't get past Wilson, unfortunately. But he's just biding his time right now. He has won in Silverstone before. But unfortunately, he's not going to win tonight in Silverstone. Ash Best picking himself a time penalty down in 14th for the moment. But I'm sure he's just having a little bit of fun, getting used to a bit of a setup. Here comes Juice then, heading towards Stoke Corner. This time he moves to the right-hand side. Can he keep it and play it safe, or can he go on the attack? He is going on the attack. Juice is your race leader then. He's got to pull the gap that he needs to make sure that he wins this race then. He did what he needs to do. And now all eyes are on the track ahead of him, but he's also got to keep an arm behind to make sure Midnight does not get past. I wonder if Jordan is going to be getting past as well. Heading towards the slowest part of the circuit. It's getting very, very fast now at the moment. Jordan on 60% ERS. Waving to get their tire into temperature. We saw that in the real life F1 today as well. They didn't get penalised for it, of course. As I don't think moves are going to be made as of yet. What's the gap between MXI and Jordan? 3.3 seconds. So it is closing a little bit right now to the podium. That'll be a huge upset, won't it? A driver that you won't expect to get a podium in a social race. But these drivers are running preset setup, so no room to hide, of course. There will probably be at least one social race maybe where they will be allowed to use a setup, but for now, they will have to use a setup, a preset setup. They can't use their own setup. Here comes Midnight then on Juice, this time to the left. Juice keeping on the same line as he did before. Midnight goes on to the attack through there on the left-hand side. He goes then. Now heading towards Club, then still going side by side. Heading towards the final corner. Jordan is right in the middle of this as well. Maybe he can have a slice of the action. No, he does not. Juice stays your race leader then. But Midnight, I have to say, fair play on the attack. Can he get on the attack then? Heading towards turn 3. Jordan is having none of that, I have to say. And Jordan's going to get the DRS. Juice does not have the DRS. Going side by side on the Wellington straight, that all this is going to do is going to allow Juice to pull away just a little bit. And I think Juice is going to thank his teammate for that one. Jordan, is he going to get past Midnight in into Luffield then? Still running side by side. Really good on the traction. Does Midnight. Good defensive work from him. Similar ERS usage as well. So that means they're on a level playing field as well. Juice is on 40% as well. What about MXI? He's brought the gap to around about 2.3 seconds. So he is catching, but will it be too little too late for the AlphaTauri driver? I think it might be, but you never know. And Misha's actually not that far behind his teammate of Valtis as well. So that'll be good for him. Some good points for the Alpine team. Let's watch Midnight. Couldn't get quite close this time around, but I think Midnight's taking more risks now. The top 3 are taking huge risks. More risks than I've seen, I think, for the majority of this race. And this is what we like to see here at PSGL. The best of the best really fight it out. And as their batteries start to drain as well, and as their fuel usage starts to run out, that is where they got to be on the top of their game. And no flashing fuel light at the moment. DRS enabled, then Killua gets a 3-second time penalty, but enough about that. Jordan not quite close enough, but what about Midnight? Goes to the left then into Brooklands. I think this time he gets the move done. Yes, he does. Midnight is back into the race lead, on the track at least. I know he's probably going to win on penalties, but I'm sure he wants to be a race for a heart and get the move done. He played that move absolutely perfectly. And Juice almost tried to get the move into Cop's corner, but he's looking quite hungry. As well then, heading towards the Maggis and Beckett section. I wonder if Juice is going to stay a little bit further back, because otherwise he's going to get caught up and have a little bit of a spin. So Juice then about 2 tenths then. What about Jordan? He's even closer. Jordan must be in a pickle right now as he's trying to see if he wants to maybe let his teammate through, or are they going to be letting each other race? If I was the Aston Martin boss, I would let each other race. Meanwhile, Wilson and Gamer are fighting for position. Gamer with those fresher softs. Gamer has run out of deployment then, so Gamer's going to be in a lot of trouble. A bit of a love tap from Wilson. I wonder where Wilson would have been if he didn't have that incident earlier on in that race. But you've got to make most with what you have, and he's having a great comeback so far in 8th position. And I think Wilson is faster than Gamer, I think, so far. A love tap again. This is nail-biting stuff. And I think Gamer is just going to have that advantage over those soft tyres. And I think Mish can't get past Volters. But we're on the penultimate lap then. And I think Juice will remain second. Actually, no, I think Juice will be third, because MXI will get P3 due to pens. Actually, no, Juice will remain second. Scrap that, because obviously Juice has 3 seconds, I believe. But we will find out towards the end of the race, because I won't be checking any penalties. Is Juice going to go for a last-minute lunge then? He's going to try at least. He's going to go for it towards Stowe corner. And is Midnight going to fight back on the inside? Nope, he does not. Juice takes the lead on the penultimate lap of the race. But for how much longer? Juice is not going to have the DRS that he needs to pull away. So that means Midnight's going to benefit. Jordan's going to benefit as well. Going towards Abby for the final time. And any positions gained now would make the world of difference to all of these drivers. And some great racing from all these drivers right now. And I don't think Juice is going to do enough to win the race. But he's done a stellar job to get past Midnight with that incredible move. Meanwhile, Duncan, the two championship rivals, are coming close together. And Duncan gets past Wilson then up into P8. We do have a yellow flag. That is McLaren of Ash Best, I believe. Yeah, it is Ash Best, who's had a bit of an off, unfortunately. But going into Cox for the final time, then Jordan is still edging close on Midnight. He's just edging just a little bit, and he wants to get a double Aston Martin podium. He wants to try and increase the gap to MXI because he knows he's on those soft tyres, but I don't think it's going to be enough because Jordan's got a 6-second penalty. So I think he's just going to make do with what he's got. If I was Midnight, I would stay exactly where you are, because otherwise if you go for the move now, it could be a recipe of disaster, but he is staying behind. Good thing to do. So Juice is going to come across the line to win on track, but it is Midnight that wins the social race. Juice in second position, and it is MXI that gets the podium. Great stuff from him. Balters gets fourth, Jordan in fifth, Mish in seventh, Gamer in eighth, Duncan in Gamer in seventh, Wilson in eighth, Duncan in ninth, and Kulawa rounds up your top 10 by 1/10 of a second over Philip. That was a great last lap battle there, I have to say. And Black Box, I think we're just waiting to cross the line. And I think we got George's as well, who I think wasn't able to join back. But what a great final few laps we had in this race. That was just crazy. And I'm sure Midnight will be delighted. I'm sure his fans will be delighted as well. The home crowds are cheering in the grandstands. And I'm sure you are in the chat as well. And is that a statement for Midnight that he is going to be hunting for a title? Or is it that he likes his track? Well, one way to find out, to watch the season as it unfolds in August. So, yeah, we do apologise for the technical issues in this lobby, but the racing has definitely made up for it. CRG Gamer has got driver of the day, and very well deserving, I think, with those soft tyres. But I'm sure with the tiers being decided at the beginning of August, we will probably know more, I think, on who would be in front of the pecking order. But, you know, we got an AlphaTauri and Aston Martin, and we actually got two AlphaTauris on the podium. Who would have thought that? I don't think we'll see that in ages, so that's great to see. So let's get your running order then. So Midnight wins from Juice, from MXI, Balters, Jordan, Mish, Gamer, Wilson, Duncan, and Killer rounds up your top 10. They were the scored points in PSGL. And we got Philip, Blackbox, Georges, Ash Best, Tom Robbo, who unfortunately retired. Fabi also retired, as well as Tim Nosy, Nino, Recon, and Toxic Tomato. Wow. That was a very good way to start PSGL off with a bang on the PlayStation side. I'm looking forward to more social races on the PlayStation platform. I do believe there will be another one next week. I wonder what track it will be. I can't wait to find out what track it's going to be. I hope it's a nice one. But yeah, I'm sure the racing that we had at PSGL tonight is going to make us even more excited for PSGL, not PSGL tomorrow. What are you on about? The real race tomorrow. And hopefully they're going to go side by side just like these drivers are. But it is equal cards, of course, as well. So, yes. And some of the drivers are hoping that these are not going to be used for placement. No, do not worry. These are not going to be used for placement. And we're going to see if people are going to be waiting to be interviewed. Because if not, we are going to wrap up the stream. So it will be nice to hear from a few people. And I still don't get why a few drivers got penalties on lap 1 and it was 3 seconds. Because if you were expecting to get a penalty, it'll be like 5 seconds. You probably would have had to cut it quite massively. So that is something that probably the drivers will be wondering, and probably what I'll be wondering as the night goes on. But the drivers that have been commenting that it has been quite fun to race actually, which is been good. We'll probably see some of these drivers next week in the next social race. We may see some new drivers as well, and hopefully next week, whoever streams, if it's myself or it's someone else, hopefully no technical issues from the lobby side, because, you know, we do apologise, but it is a new game. We have had some issues, but we still had a good race nonetheless, eh? Are there any drivers waiting for interviews? No, they're not. So we are going to wrap up the stream there. So thank you guys so much for watching the social race on PlayStation. We still got more PSGL action to come with the PC side on Thursday, so make sure you check that out at 7 o'clock and at 8 o'clock. I know I'm not going to miss that, so I hope you don't miss that as well. And more information about when what track these races will be held will be on Twitter. If you follow Twitter at Premier Sim GL, let us know who you think did well in the race as well. Get involved on Twitter as well, and let us know your thoughts and who you expect to do well this season. Obviously, it's hard to tell which drivers have done well this season because we don't know until obviously the season starts. So, but we'll wrap it up. Have a good evening, everybody. We will see you next week for the next PlayStation social race. Whoever it will be, whether it be myself or whether it be someone else, we don't know. I've been JessGave95. Shame that Logan couldn't rejoin the session, but it is what it is. Hopefully a patch will fix that. But yes, we will see you same time next week for the next social race. Have a good day, everybody, and see you soon.